So good morning everyone.
Morning.
So some Saddleworth Clarion cyclists, and this morning we are planning to do a bit of a suburban gravel ride with a historic twist, going back and looking at the suffragettes, in particularly Emmeline Pankhurst. So we are going to do 3 stops today, one being Boggart Clough, which is where members of the Labour Party, or the Independent Labour Party at the time, met to have like open air gatherings. Then we are going to stop at the statue of Emmeline, and finally we are going to stop at the house where she used to live after her husband Richard died in Manchester. Does that sound good?
Yep. Brilliant.
Let's go then. Is that on the way back?
Yeah. Close to Bales, quite green area, really close to the city.
So this is the Clough, where the Independent Labour Party members had their meetings, and where Emmeline Pankhurst had, I suppose, her first exposure, or one of the first exposures to public speaking, coming out in support of actually public speaking, because Manchester City Council was trying to shut the meetings of the Independent Labour members down. They were trying to fine people, taking them to court, including Keir Hardie. Keir Hardie and Emmeline Pankhurst ended up in court. I think Richard Pankhurst, her husband, was actually the solicitor defending them. The court actions actually contribute to even bigger meetings taking place. I think it was 1897, and they ended up speaking to people like to about 20,000 people in this area of the park. But it's interesting to see similarities, how protest nowadays is being shut down by legislation, and the same was tried already in 1896 by parties who liked the status quo and didn't like new ideas. So here we are at the statue of Emmeline, telling that all suffragettes would have done some of their arson attacks on bikes as well. So it's only fitting that we lean a bike against the statue. Interesting that this statue is here, or one of the reasons this statue is here, that we haven't had a statue of a woman in Manchester for 100 years, which is remarkable in itself. This is the house in Manchester where Emmeline Pankhurst lived from 1897 to 1907 with her daughters Christabel and Sylvia, who both, by the way, were cyclists. Sylvia used to complain that Christabel used to be much quicker than her on the hills, and that she used to be home about an hour earlier than herself. So that's what a suffragette would have looked like.
I'm sure, but a bit smarter.
Maybe a bit overdressed if on the way to smash a window in, or...
I think so. I think that's... No! There's only so many ways you can